I want to give you my top 5 at the finish of the first 3 weeks on the PCT. My number 5 was making the Lake Moreno the first day. That was 20 miles. That was really tough, but that was a goal of mine, and it probably should have stopped at 15 miles at Hauser Creek, but I love that I was able to accomplish that. That was really in the beginning. I just kept saying, "Got to make the lake," and so that was number 5 for me. Number 4 was I think the third day I did 22 and a half miles of my longest day since, or longest day to date, and that was I felt like a really big accomplishment to do that many miles. It was pretty cool. Number 3 actually has nothing to do with the trail, but it has to do with people. I love having the trail magic under the I-10 overpass, having a barbecue. Some of that really cool trail magic here about. That was just a high point, being there with probably 15, 18 hikers and people barbecuing hot dogs and bringing food out. I really needed the food at the time, so I ate like a pig, and it was wonderful. Just the whole atmosphere, loved it. It was great. Number 2 would be, it sounds silly, but when I got into Idlewild, that night I went to see Avengers in this little tiny theater, and it was all a bunch of hikers in there, and I hung out with Princess Bubblegum and Science Man. We went together and was at the movies together. But I don't know, seeing Avengers when you're out hiking was just really cool. I loved it. I loved that I earned to get to that point to be able to enjoy seeing the movie, I guess. It was a great movie. I loved it. And then I think my number 1 thing is, and it's just hard to explain, but San Jacinto Mountains were tough. It was the steepest climb, but it was absolutely spectacular. And I know the camera will not pick up the views I saw. There were times I stopped and I just was in awe of the view. It felt very kind of like Yosemite. And there were some waterfalls that were just amazing that I walked just, kind of around. The funny part is one of them, as I walked by it, for those of you who have been to Disneyland, and the car's ride goes past this waterfall, and then this really epic music starts. When I went by the waterfall, I heard that music in my head, and the rest of the day I kept hearing this dumb music in my head from Disneyland. But I was at the real waterfall, a real waterfall. But San Jacinto Mountains were just super cool, super challenging, but really beautiful. I really loved it. That's my top 5.